Okay, today I'm going to walk you through a customer 360 use case in Celigo. So we're going to walk through setting up HubSpot data over into NSAW so you can report off of it. Here, basically what I'm showing you is the integration that I've got for NSAW, and it's organized into different flow groups. So like lead management, customer 360, reverse ETL, and then warehouse productivity. But in this case, we're going to go through lead management, which is syncing over your HubSpot data into NSAW. So for here, I'm going to click on HubSpot contacts. This is a flow that I've created that syncs over HubSpot contacts to NSAW. And you can see on the left-hand side, I've got my source data. On the right-hand side, I've got my destination. In this case, HubSpot as my source, and then NSAW as my destination. So if I go into my HubSpot as a source, or click sources here, I can see all the list of different sources that Integrator.io has available. And I can search for HubSpot in this case. But again, you've got lots of different options, different database connectors, universal connectors, and then all of our pre-built connectors. So if you don't have a pre-built connector, if you're looking for something in the connector list that you don't see, you can use the universal connectors to connect to just about anything else. So in this case, we're going to connect to HubSpot, and I've already got an existing export. So I'm going to click on the HubSpot export, and it's going to load up. And you can see here, I'm connecting to HubSpot. I'm making a token call to HubSpot with an access token just to authenticate. Setting up my HTTP method as a post call to the contacts object. But I can also flip form views and have like a simple form view that just has drop-down menus of which HubSpot resources are available to get data from. So you've got different versions here, version 1, version 3 of HubSpot. Would recommend using version 3 in this case. And then you get to select which API you want to go to. In this case, again, we're going to contacts. And then we're going to list out all contacts. Once we got that, then we can hit preview, and we can preview the data over on the right-hand side. So what this is doing is making a live call to HubSpot to grab different contacts. And so there we go. We've got contact ID, and then a few different properties. You can bring in other properties later by adding in some additional parameters to your API call. And then next, we go into NSAW. Along the way, you've got a couple different options, though. You can transform that data before you land it in NSAW. So you've got kind of some simple name changing conventions that you can do, or you can choose JavaScript to really transform that data however you need using JavaScript. In this case, we're going to show off Celigo AI a little bit. So I'm going to ask to get the domain out of the email address because I have a domain field in my NSAW table that I want to sync to. So instead of just syncing over email, I also want to sync over the domain into an individual field. And there you can see I get domain as the output with a simple regex function. And then next, we're going to go into NSAW. Here, I'm just removing an output filter that I had set. But if I go into the import step here for NSAW, you can see I've got a few different options. My destination table is going to HubSpot contacts. And then I'm mapping my data over. So I've got all my mappings here from my HubSpot data into my NSAW tables, or into my NSAW table into its fields. And if we go back to the import, just show you that connection real quick. All it does is take your username and password, and then that wallet file that you download from NSAW, and then you choose the service name. So it's pretty easy to set up a quick connection to NSAW. And that's pretty much it. Now that you've got your data exporting and you've got your data mapped into NSAW, you can just set your schedule to however frequent you want. And here I'm showing up Oracle SQL Developer, showing those tables sitting there. So I've got HubSpot contacts here with all the data populated.